all of our
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hello, hello, hello. We get this set up. Bang, 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 and bang. And then that with a bang. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the start of the week. Welcome to the start of the week. Welcome, 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 welcome to the start of the week. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Una mattina mi sono alzato, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato invasor, un partigiano, portami via. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I hope you got a cup of coffee. I hope you got a cup of coffee. I hope you got a nice fat cup of coffee. Because we've got war crimes. We've got war crimes to talk about. Joseph Stalin. We've got war crimes, folks. Conducted by Pete Hegseth, alcoholic Fox News host and Secretary of War Crimes. Nothing like a good old war crime, huh? There ain't nothing like a good old-fashioned war crime to get you up in the morning. You need this cube? You can't have this cube. Zeron Mamdani. You can't have that cube. You can't have that cube. Hassan Piker. You cannot have that cube. You can't have it. Back to Joseph Stalin. Thanks, Ivan. You want Mao Zedong? I'll give you Mao Zedong. Hold on. Mao Zedong. I told you, I got the juice. 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 Let's fucking go! Bro, this fucking chair is sinking so much. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do about it other than get a new one. I've tried rotating it. I've tried putting a piece of wood beneath it. I genuinely think I just gotta get another fucking chair. I gotta get a chair, and I don't want to get a chair. Yo, this will be this new chair will be the first purchase on my new business card. Get this, guys. Valenti Media LLC is officially a business, and I am the CEO of it. I've got a Valenti Media credit card and a Valenti Media debit card. Maybe I'll buy the chair and I'll write it off as a business expense. I'm officially a CEO, ain't that something? I have become the monster in which I have been fighting against. Be wary when staring into the abyss, for you may fall. Be wary when fighting monsters, lest you become the monster yourself. Thank you for the $5 for the new chair fund. I appreciate that. You're getting a fucking 1099. We're all committing tax fraud. Why would you pay taxes when this government will collapse by 2030? That is a joke. For legal reasons, I am joking. Cord concealer looks great. You came in here just to flex the fact that you put on that cord concealer, didn't you, Malent? That's the only reason you're in here, isn't it? You're pooping. Okay. Okay, all right.
8-month membership. Thank you, Miranda. Still absolutely loving my content. Thank you very much. We've got some stuff to cover, folks, and I'm thinking of not even giving you a little cock tease. I'm thinking of just straight up diving in, starting the video, and going with it. Diving in, going with it. Yeah? Yeah? Malenti, by the way, I need a new chair. This thing won't stop leaking. Malenti, unless you know how to stop this chair from leaking, I need a new chair. This thing won't stop leaking. What do I do about that? It's sinking right now. I can see it. Thank you for the gifted membership, Sophie. We buy a new one? All right, we buy a new one. All right, let's just dive in. Let's start recording. Chris, what would you suggest to a struggling history student? It's hard not to see the parallels and have it affect you. What would I say? I would say history is only clear in hindsight. During the rise of the Nazis in Germany, average Germans who had no ill intent supported the Nazis. And when they looked back 20 years later, they were disgusted with themselves. You need to understand that your ability to see the parallels of history and current politics is a superpower. And it will hurt to realize that those around you do not have that superpower. You gotta recognize the average man is nowhere near as intelligent as you, okay? That's why our voices are so important. We have to be loud. How do you stay safe online as someone in opposition of the Reich? Well, I have a gun. I also use, what the fuck is it called? Delete Me, which scrubs your stuff off the internet, like any private information. But that's really it. How do you forgive the average man when this is over? You don't. You don't. You make them live a life of shame, and you never let them move past this. Guys, you never, ever forgive these people. You make it very clear that they will never be forgiven, and their opinion will always be ignored. You need to understand that MAGA voters have to pretend like they didn't vote for him. Because 10, 15, 20 years in the future, if anybody willingly admits that they voted for Donald Trump all 3 times, that'll be the end of their political career. It means you have a mental disability. If you voted for Donald Trump 3 times, you have a mental disability, and you can't be trusted with a fucking hot stove, let alone a position of power. Thank you for the $20. And I do mean that, genuinely. I do mean that. Guys, you have to understand that it has reached the point where you should stop debating Trump supporters, and you should only bully them. You should not be debating them. They can't use logic or critical thinking. That you just have to bully them. You have to bully them. You have to insult them. You have to degrade them. You cannot reason with these people. You can shame them into living a life of quiet subservience, but you cannot entertain their lack of critical thinking and logic. Just insult them. Bully them. Make them feel inferior, because that's what they are. We'll have to debate them? No, you don't debate them. You get on the debate stage and you just insult them. You insult them for being mentally disabled. You do not fucking debate them. Lie your way into the debate and then fucking insult them. You laugh at them, yes. Hello from Israel, Unc. Hello, Israel. Guys, don't throw shade. There's plenty of Israelis who are not fucking Zionists. You do not choose your spawn point in this life. I don't hate somebody for being born in Israel. I hate them if they are a Zionist. There is a very clear distinction. There's a very clear distinction. Okay? It's an important distinction. Hello from Sweden. How you doing, Sweden? Sorry, Chris, hard disagree. If he was an ally, he'd leave that fascist cult nation. You think it's easy to just leave your nation of birth? Are you fucking joking? Are you a fucking idiot? You think it's just a simple, I'm just gonna pick up and leave. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's the stupidest shit I've heard today. Thank you, Chatter. Stupidest thing I've heard today. Appreciate that. What the fuck? I'm gonna be with you 100%. I'm in the army. Well, aren't all of you in the fucking army? Isn't it mandatory service? No shade. Do you want to be in the IDF? Do you enjoy being in the IDF? Do you want to be in the IDF? I know it's law, it's mandatory service, but do you want to be there? I'd rather be home. All right, well, at least you got that. All right, I'm going to ask you one question, then I'm going to start. Just real quick. Have you killed any kids? Have you killed any kids? You killed any kids? I've been on base 2 weeks. That's not a no. You killed any kids? No, I haven't. All right, good boy, good boy. Don't kill any kids. This fucking chair! All right, all right, all right. Let's make a video. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. All right, all right, all right. Let's do it. Let's make a video. 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 Use my links. I have a couple of them. I'm not using them all. All right, all right, all right. Let's get to it. 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 Come on. You ready? You ready? You ready? Inshallah. Inshallah. Here we go. 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 Alcoholic Secretary of Warcrimes and former Fox News host Pete Hegseth has been murdering people in the Caribbean. This is not news. I have told you this. I'm not the only one who's told you this. We know this. Over 80 people have been murdered by Pete Hegseth and the fascist regime. All in the Caribbean, they are fishing boats. We have never given a single shred of evidence that any of these boats had drugs on them. And even if they did have drugs on them, it would still be illegal to kill them. You send the Coast Guard, you board the ship, you arrest the drug smuggler, you can extradite them to the U.S., you can charge them, you can throw them in prison, or you can deport them back to their nation. Okay? That's what we do. That's what you've always done. As soon as that fucking person in the boat is clinging onto that boat for dear life, they are now a distressed sailor. They are not a combatant, and they weren't combatants to begin with, and to bomb them is a war crime. This is irrefutable, okay? We are now getting confirmation from the Washington Post that Pete Hegseth gave the order to kill them all, no survivors. In regards to one of these boats. So we have confirmation here. Long story short, we've been bombing these boats. Well, one of the boats had 8 men on them, 8 fishermen. We bombed the boat, 6 of the 8 guys obliterated, turned into dust, right? Now, 2 of these guys were clinging onto the side of this boat for dear life, injured, screaming, begging for help. And the operators, they signaled up the chain of command, what should we do? And when it got to Pete Hegseth, they were told, kill them all, no survivors. And a second strike hit the boat, turned those 2 men into dust, blew them into smithereens. And what ended up happening is now the Fuhrer, Donald Trump, and the rest of the regime are distancing themselves from the Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Hegseth, because Pete Hegseth is the fall guy. He's probably going to end up charged with murder. Hopefully, he'll spend the rest of his life in a fucking jail cell begging for a modicum of food. That would make me very happy, as he is a terrorist, a murderer, and a war criminal. So yeah, we've got news about this, and also all of this is because we want to harvest the oil in Venezuela, because Israel is preparing to attack Iran again. And Iran said, if you attack us again, it'll be the last war you ever fight. This will lead to the Iranian annexation of the Strait of Hormuz, and our flow of oil from that strait will start to become unreliable. So Donald wants to harvest all of the oil in South America, starting in Venezuela. Hi, I'm Chris Valenti. My chair is sinking because there's a fucking hydraulic leak, and I'm gonna crash the fuck out. This is the Valenti VOD. This is real independent media. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, a billionaire, or a government. So if you do want to support this channel financially, please do. It goes a long way. You could buy merch like the Democratic Socialist merch, or the mugs, or the hoodies. You can click the thanks button down below to tip me directly. You can click the join button down below to become a member, and you can become a patron on Patreon. Thank you very much for 135,000 subs. Keep it going. Keep it cranking. It's important to get this message out because, unfortunately, I feel like I'm the only fucking truth teller left on this goddamn planet. Without further ado, let's just start off with a friendly reminder of Trump. I believe this is in 2020, just so that the MAGA fucks can understand how pathetically stupid they are.
How about we're buying oil from Venezuela? When I left, Venezuela was ready to collapse. We would have taken it over. We would have gotten all that oil. It would have been right next door. But now we're buying oil from Venezuela, so we're making a dictator very rich. Can you believe this? Nobody can believe it. You know,
I'm currently making a dictator very rich every time I send tax dollars to the federal government, you morbidly obese orange fuck.
where the oil, you know, their oil is garbage. It's horrible. The worst you can get, tar. It's like tar. And to refine it, you need special plants. And
This guy's so fucking stupid. He thinks that some oil, unrefined oil, petroleum, is different than others. You're a blatant fucking idiot. But I just wanted to give you a reminder of why we are murdering these people before I give you the deep dive into the story. So here we go. This is the Washington Post. Hegseth order on first Caribbean boat strike. Officials say, quote, kill them all. As two men clung to a stricken, burning ship targeted by SEAL Team 6, the Joint Special Operations Commander followed the Defense Secretary's order to leave no survivors. So, one thing I want to touch up on is friend of the show, Adam Kinzinger, was talking about this. Adam is a veteran. He's a former Republican congressman. He used to fly like A-10 Thunderbolts in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he was telling me and telling the rest of us that kill them all or leave no survivors in and of itself, regardless of the situation, is a war crime. Because the difference between a combatant and a prisoner is quite literally dropping the rifle and putting your hands up. Okay, I want to put you back in time. I want you to imagine you're an American soldier in the Battle of the Bulge, and some fucking German is unloading his MP40 at you, and he runs out of ammo, and he runs out of grenades, and there's no one left, so he's just tried so hard to kill you, unloaded his magazine at you, and then realizes he's fucked, so he throws down his weapon, puts up his hands, and say, I surrender! It would be wildly illegal for that American to go, oh, you surrender? And then shoot him in the chest and kill him. Even against the Nazis, we didn't do that shit. You couldn't even do this to the Taliban. Granted, Barack Obama committed a heinous amount of fucking war crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan, dropping cluster bombs on weddings, murdering civilians. Like, I think it was over 1 million Iraqis ended up dying. So this is not the first time we've done this. I need you to understand every single American president throughout all of history has been a war criminal. That's not my opinion. That is just the job. To be the president, you must be a war criminal. At least historically. Maybe in the future we'll have a president who doesn't commit a war crime, but as of now, every single American president has been a war criminal, okay? So anyway, let's keep reading. We have pictures of these boats. I mean, the two men clinging to the side of it, they're getting absolutely fucking bodied. It's disgusting. We're looking at snuff films. That's what this is. Yeah. Committing war crimes as a president is a feature, not a bug. The longer the U.S. surveillance aircraft followed the boat, the more confident intelligence analysts watching from command centers became that the 11 people on board were ferrying drugs. Now, this is also bullshit and false because they have yet to provide a single shred of evidence. Let's keep on saying. This is why they said the more confident they became. They're not certain, but they're confident. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth gave a spoken directive, according to two people with direct knowledge of the operation. Quote, "The order was to kill everybody," one of them said. The missile screamed off the Trinidad coast, striking the vessel and igniting a blaze from bow to stern. For minutes, commanders watched the boat burning on a live drone feed. As the smoke cleared, they got a jolt. Two survivors were clinging to the smoldering wreck. The Special Operations Commander overseeing the September 2nd attack, the opening salvo in the Trump regime's war on suspected drug traffickers in the Western Hemisphere, ordered a second strike to comply with Hegseth's instructions. Two people familiar with the matter said. The two men were blown apart in the water. Hegseth's order, which has not previously been reported, adds another dimension to the campaign against suspected drug traffickers. Some current and former U.S. officials and law of war experts have said that the Pentagon's lethal campaign, which has killed more than 80 people to date, is unlawful and may expose those directly involved in future prosecution. By the way, so this is why, let me raise the chair again. This is why those 6 Democrat senators, veterans, put out that video of, hey, you have to refuse unlawful orders. It is because all of the people who participated in these strikes, they're all criminals. There's a reason why Admiral Halsey, the top admiral of South Command, who had a 3-year term to earn another service star, he's a general, he had a 3-year term with this war in Venezuela. He quit 8 months in. He's not getting his other star. That's not a little thing for a general to do. He quit. He asked the GOP if he could testify at the Oversight Committee to tell them about the war crimes. They said no. Every single person who participated in these drone strikes is going to court. Pete Hegseth is going to court. You are all being tried for war crimes. And when you say, I was just following orders, you will soon find out that is not an excuse and you will still be going to prison, which I'm happy for. I'm very grateful for. I don't care how much you love this country. I don't care how long you have served in the military. I don't care how many puppies you feed. If you murder civilians, you're going to fucking prison, okay? Simple, clean cut, period, point blank, end of fucking story. I want you to see the way that Pete Hegseth is responding to this. So there's two. So the first thing he says is, as usual, the fake news is delivering more fabricated, inflammatory, and derogatory reporting to discredit our incredible warriors fighting to protect the homeland. As we've said from the beginning, and in every statement, these highly effective strikes are specifically intended to be lethal kinetic strikes. The declared intent is to stop lethal drugs, destroy narco boats, and kill the narco terrorists who are poisoning the American people. Every trafficker we kill is affiliated with a designated terrorist organization. Oh, really? Give me the names of them. Tell me the names of these people that you have killed. Oh, wait. You can't, because you turned them into pink mist scattered over the surface of the ocean. You don't know who they are, Pete. You don't know who they're affiliated with. You don't know the first fucking thing about them. And what's ironic about this is it might have helped your case to arrest a few of them. To say, hey, see, we went through the court process, due process, they're fucking narcos, but you didn't. You turned them all to dust. So now you have to operate on zero fucking evidence, you raging alcoholic. You pathetic worm who cheated on your second wife before marrying your third wife. You got 5 fucking kids with 3 different women. And you call yourself a Christian? You call yourself a Christian? When you get up there to that pearly gate, your Lord and Savior is going to Sparta kick you straight down to the 7th circle, you fuck. Don't worry, he had a more apropos response. Are you looking? If you're in a car and you're not looking, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Warcrimes, posted an AI-generated slop picture of Franklin, our favorite turtle from our childhood stories, in the side of a Huey with an RPG firing a missile at a fucking boat. And it says, for your Christmas wish list, Franklin targets narco-terrorists. This is posted by the Secretary of Warcrimes, okay? This isn't some random shit poster like Gunther Eagleman, okay? This is the top of the chain of command. The only person on top of him is the Fuhrer. I'm still sinking. Yo, I'm still fucking sinking. I'm still fucking sinking. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I hate this goddamn chair. I hate this goddamn chair. I hate this goddamn fucking chair. Sorry, I just crashed the fuck out. Anyway, so the Fuhrer and the rest of the fascist regime are starting to distance themselves from Pete Hegseth because they can see the writing on the wall. They can see that the oversight committees, the Republicans, the Democrats, they're all going to investigate these war crimes. This is going to be the Watergate of the Trump regime, or at least the second Trump regime. So Trump tries to distance himself by saying, I'm going to find out about it, but Pete said he didn't order the death of those two men. We actually have him on video talking about this, but Trump said that he wouldn't have wanted that second strike in the Caribbean, okay? Check this out.
Can you talk a little bit about the strikes and the controversy around Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth?
I don't know anything about it. He said he did not say that, and I believe it.
So you don't know if there was a second...
I know it's hard to hear because they have the worst microphones on planet Earth, which is hilarious because it's the president. But let's play it one more time for you.
He did not say that. He said he did not say that.
He said he did not say that. And I believe it.
You're talking about the two men?
The second strike to kill the two men.
He said he didn't do it. He said he never said it.
Would you be okay with that if he did?
He said he didn't do it, so I don't have to make that decision.
On the Venezuela boat strike, if there were a second strike that killed wounded people, even in the first strike, are you thinking that would be legal?
I don't know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about. So we'll look into it. But no, I wouldn't have wanted that.
We'll look into it, but no, I wouldn't have wanted that in reference to the second strike.
Second strike. The first strike was very lethal. It was fine. And if there were two people around, but Pete said that didn't happen.
Does that make you...
But Pete said that didn't happen. And if Pete said it didn't happen, then it didn't happen. I don't care about your mountain of evidence. I don't care about your two leaked insiders. I don't care about anything. If Pete said it didn't happen, then it didn't happen. And this is because I'm an 85-year-old pedophile sex trafficker who has dementia and a summoning pit beneath my new ballroom so I can talk to Moloch, the owl demon from the seventh circle, who loves little children, baby blood.
He's saying there's no second strike?
I don't know. I'm going to find out about it. But Pete said he did not order the death of those two men.
Do you have any concerns about how those boat strikes have been carried out at all?
Very little, because you can see the boats, you can see the drugs in the boats. And
No, you can't. You've posted every single video of you bombing these boats on X. You keep on posting snuff films of you murdering fishermen. There's no drugs on these boats. Why are you I mean, of course, you're Donald Trump, you're a pathological liar, so I fully expect you to lie.
each boat is responsible for killing 25,000 Americans. So
That's also not true. Again, we've talked about this. There has never been a single microgram of fentanyl that has ever been smuggled into the United States from Venezuela. It comes from China to Mexico over the southern border, smuggled in by American citizens. It's that simple. 90% of fentanyl is smuggled by American citizens. Why? We get less scrutiny when we cross the border. All of the drugs that come through the southern border, like 90% of them, are brought in by American citizens. We trade guns for drugs. The cartel works hand in hand with the American cartels, primarily operating out of the Lone Star State of Texas.
they're doing an amazing job. And you know, we're getting, you just look at the numbers. The amount of drugs coming into our country by sea is infinitesimal compared to what it was just a few months ago.
It has always been infinitesimal, you dumb bastard. The primary entrance of drugs is regular ports of entry in the southern border. You stupid fuck. You would have to refuel 26 times to take a boat from Venezuela to the United States. And do you know how many fucking Coast Guards you would have to avoid? Do you know how many ships you would have to fucking avoid? Are you fucking brain dead? Actually, you are fucking brain dead. Anyway, get a look at the way that these MAGA senators are responding when they're faced with the accusation of war crimes. Check this out. This is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, an absolute traitor to the United States of America and a pathetic disgrace to the armed service.
Situation you're talking about, once again, is alleged over an anonymous source, which the media is really good about always trying to name some anonymous source, and then they make a big deal about it. This is true.
So you don't think it's true
information. As I said before,
full stop. Do you
know
that it's not
Why
true?
would it be true? And then we know that the president, we know that the Navy or the Coast Guard has picked up survivors already and sent them back to the country. So now we're saying that.
Yeah, that's because those naval commanders refused to kill the survivors. They followed the proper legal way of doing things, which is when they were ordered to murder those survivors, they said, no, we are legally obligated to give them refuge.
They did it once and they didn't do it again. I don't believe this at all.
Okay. Could that be because a lawyer in the Pentagon?
Real quick, Mark, I want to do Mark Wayne Mullen on Mark Wayne Mullen AIPAC tracker. I don't know, but I'm assuming this guy has received a bunch of money from AIPAC. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Mark Wayne Mullen, over $147,000 from AIPAC. Okay, so you're a traitor to this nation, and you're an Israeli shill. Be a good boy and go kiss the fucking wall.
Pentagon said you can't do that again, and then they didn't. Then they actually listened the second time. Is that possible?
No, absolutely not. And I don't know why we're spending so much time on this. The president and the Secretary of War has been very clear they're going to use lethality against our enemies, home and abroad. This has been very clear what's going on.
Yes, it's been very clear. It's still fucking illegal. You keep on trying to defend yourself by saying, we've been very clear we're going to murder these people. And we're saying, yeah, you're murdering them. That's against the law. We're going to hold you accountable. And you go, hey, we've been very clear that we're going to murder them. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. And also, I'd like to say your first name being Mark Wayne. I don't know who the fuck your parents thought they were, but they're not that guy. They're not that guy, bro. They're not that guy.
Now that the drug organization that is considered a terrorist organization.
Today, you stuttering fuck.
Organization that is flooding our streets with drugs, that's killing Americans every single day. They're being proactive on it. Good on them. Are we doubting that these drug dealers are actually drug dealers?
Yes. Yes. See, in my world, you are innocent until proven guilty. That's just the lay of the land. That's how the United States operates. So if you provide me with evidence that these are narco-terrorists, then we'd have a different story. But even then, I would say you still can't kill them. You could, potentially, if you arrested them, tried them in court, and got the death sentence, sure. Yeah, I would still disagree with you, but you could do that legally. It's still illegal, even if you have 100% confirmed evidence that these are narco-terrorists. You still can't execute them.
We think they're just out there fishing. Do we doubt that this is a terrorist organization that's killing thousands and thousands of people
Yes, I
on our
doubt
streets?
that.
What are we questioning here? These individuals don't care about the lives of our friends and families. Why do we care if we take them out in international water? It is a war because they've declared war.
It's a war. Oh, so Chris Valenti of Valenti Videos has been right for months? So the leftists who have been screaming that we're going to war with Venezuela were right? So now you're finally admitting it? Now you're saying the quiet part out loud like it's a fucking war? Yay!
On our streets, and the president and Secretary Hegseth is doing exactly what we should be doing, being proactive against our enemies, and that's what they're doing here. And I applaud them for doing something, because the past administration did absolutely nothing, why thousands of Americans died on our streets.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that, again, that it's the Republican chair of the Senate Armed Services Committee and the Republican chair of the House Armed Services Committee who say that they want to look at the whole operation, which you just described. Thank you very much.
The whole operation.
Yes, Senator,
well, we have oversight.
Yeah.
That's our job. We have oversight, and there's nothing wrong with oversight.
Absolutely. It just hasn't always been carried out in recent months. Thank you so much.
All right, so that guy's a traitor to the United States of America. And what they were talking about there is that lawmakers, both Democrat and Republican lawmakers, they want to investigate this heavily. And a big part of this is the MAGA civil war that we're talking about. There are literally dozens of GOP lawmakers who are getting ready to quit. They're getting ready to retire very early because they're tired of being cucks. To be a Republican lawmaker right now is to be a little cuck boy. You have to just be subservient to the Fuhrer and approve everything he wants and just say, yes, daddy, because your constituents are cultists now, right? And these GOP lawmakers, they didn't sign up to be little cucks to Donald Trump. They signed up because they wanted AIPAC money, they wanted power, they wanted to grow their net worth, they're obsessed with their careers. They don't care about you. They didn't become politicians because they want to make America great again. There is no, I need to be clear with this. There's no such thing as a Republican who wants to make America great again. Republicans want America to suffer. They want to benefit from pro-billionaire policies. They want to take your money from your social safety nets, your food stamps, your health care, and use that on tax breaks so they could buy a second yacht. Okay? This is irrefutable. There's no such thing as a good Republican, okay? And this is why, friend of the show, Adam Kinzinger, former Republican, heavy on the fucking former, wrote a book and made a documentary called The Last Republican. Because the Republican Party died when we elected a child rapist, sex trafficking, morbidly obese fascist named Donald fucking Trump, okay? If you have a problem with anything I said, cope in the comments down below like a good boy. Cry down there so I can have something fun to read. Anyway, lawmakers voice bipartisan support for congressional review of Trump's boat strikes. Lawmakers from both parties said Sunday that they support congressional reviews of U.S. military strikes against vessels suspected of smuggling drugs in the Caribbean Sea and Eastern Pacific Ocean, citing a published report that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth issued a verbal order for all crew members to be killed as part of a September 2nd attack. The lawmakers said they did not know whether last week's Washington Post report was true, and some Republicans were skeptical, but they said attacking survivors of an initial military strike poses serious legal concerns. Senator Tim Kaine says, quote, "This rises to the level of a war crime if it's true." Republican Mike Turner of Ohio was asked about a follow-up strike, and he said Congress does not have information that happened. He noted that the leaders of the Armed Services Committee in both the House and the Senate have opened investigations, saying, quote, "Obviously, if that occurred, that would be a very serious, and I agree that it would be an illegal act." Meanwhile, President Donald Trump on Sunday evening, while flying back to Washington from Florida, where he celebrated Thanksgiving, confirmed that he had recently spoken with the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro. The U.S. regime says the strikes in the Caribbean are aimed at cartels, some of which it claims are controlled by Maduro. Trump is also weighing whether to carry out strikes on the Venezuelan mainland. He declined to comment on the details of the call and said, quote, "I wouldn't say it went well or badly." Okay, so he's not giving us any details. That means it went terribly. That means it went terribly. Trump is the type to flex if he had a good call. So, excuse me, sorry. Like I said earlier, a lot of these GOP guys are straight up retiring. We got this from Jake Sherman. A few other GOP members messaged us over the weekend saying that they too are considering retiring in the middle of the term. Here's one particularly exercised senior House Republican. Quote, "This entire White House team has treated all members like garbage. All! And Mike Johnson has let it happen because he wanted it to happen. That is the sentiment of nearly all appropriators, authorizers, hawks, doves, rank and file. The arrogance of this White House team is off-putting to members who are run roughshod and threatened. They don't even allow little wins like announcing small grants or even responding from agencies. Not even the high profile, the regular rank and file random members are more upset than ever. Members know that they are going into the minority after the midterms. And they are right. In 2026, it's going to be a blue wash. Not a blue wave, a blue tsunami, a blue nami. I'm being dead serious. I actually think the Republicans are going to lose in every single state because Trump's approval rating is down to 30%. Okay? There is nobody left in, like, there are cultists who are in full support of Donald, but they'll always be in full support of Donald. Donald could walk into their house and fuck their mother in front of them, and they would thank them, okay? They're not people, and I do mean that. Primarily they are bots from Nigeria and Somalia and Israel, but if they are a human, they're barely a fucking human being. You've seen these people. They're, like, actually mentally disabled. They live in these red states where they benefit most from these security systems that are being yanked away from them, like food stamps and healthcare and all that. They're barely fucking people. They deserve the same rights as you, but they're barely fucking people. Okay. More explosive early resignations are coming. It's a tinderbox. Morale has never been lower. Mike Johnson will be stripped of his gavel, and they will lose a majority before this term is out. That is correct. And now we have Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about this, because Marjorie Taylor Greene was the first one to jump ship. She was the first rat to smell the fire. So she scampered off that fucking ship like the disgusting, gross-looking, shovel-faced cunt that she is. She jumped right off the ship and she posts this. Fact check true, but it's worse than people inside the bubble know when you talk to real Americans outside the wicked snow globe of Washington, D.C. Myself and many of my colleagues came courageously roaring into 2025 with legislation that matched the 2024 electoral mandate, only to be totally sidelined by Johnson under full obedience of the White House. Executive orders are temporary. Q memes have not and obliterated the deep state. She meant to say have not and will not obliterate the deep state. And my colleagues constantly trying to pass loyalty tests instead of demanding what is right won't help Americans pay their rent or stop corporations from buying up homes, buy their groceries, provide good paying jobs, and stop foreigners with visas from stealing their jobs, stop American tax dollars from funding foreign wars and causes, or rebuild the value of the dollar. Get a grip over grammar, you fucking dumb bitch. Passing effective legislation that gets signed into law is permanent and actually solves American problems. Now that House members are switching gears into campaign mode and will be fighting for their lives, our legislative majority has been mostly wasted. Our best shot was with the first 6 to 9 months, and when Republicans likely lose the midterms, it will become total and complete political war and gridlock once again. The uniparty always wins, no matter which way the political pendulum swings, leaving the American people empty-handed. What is the convincing message for 2026 and likely 2028? It will be the American people asking candidates, what tangible thing have you done for me, and how did it or will it make my life better? And then actually trying to get them to vote after both parties have failed them. Serious changes are needed and words are unconvincing. So she is right about all of that. She is right about all of that. However, this is her making a play to the America First, Nick Fuentes, Nazi, Groyper, incel, closeted twink group, right? That's what this is. Excuse me, I have to burp again. Whoa! 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 Holy shit. Sorry about that. So she's right, but the thing is, Marjorie Taylor Greene abandoning ship is one thing, but Marjorie Taylor Greene trying to bring down as many people as she can with her, now that's a threat to MAGA. That's a genuine threat. You have to understand the amount of play that Marjorie Taylor Greene has. She is their #1 champion, okay? Now, I want to finish this by showing you what Donald Trump is focused on while we are literally murdering civilians in Venezuela, while we are preparing 15,000 troops to invade 12 warships, a nuclear-powered submarine, 2 B-52 Strato fortresses, while the ceasefire in Ukraine is collapsing and more young men are dying every single day, while the Israelis are just exterminating the Palestinians, just shooting babies in the fucking face. All throughout that, Trump is focused on the ballroom. So he tweeted this out. The presidential ballroom, which I'm building at the White House, in case you didn't know, with all private donations and funding, zero cost to the American taxpayer, will be, at its completion, the most beautiful and spectacular ballroom anywhere in the world. It is something that has been needed and desired at the White House for over 150 years, but something which no other president was equipped to do. But I am, and as long as we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
It will be a magnificent addition to the White House, and the most important since the building of the West Wing. Look at my hard hat. Look at my hard hat.
Mr. President, what do you think about the looming war with Venezuela?
Look at my hard hat. I've got a little ballroom where I can go YMCA. I'm stroking dick because I'm so fucking gay. Yeah! Also, underneath the disco ball, we have a spiral staircase that goes down to the summoning pit, where we take the children that we sex traffic and we sacrifice them to the owl lord Moloch. Look at my pretty mare over there, Zoran. Come here, Zoran. Odan. Look at my pretty mare. Come here, Mr. Zoran. Oh, he's so handsome. I just want to suck his cock clean until he shoots ropes down my fucking throat like Bill Clinton did.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened there. I think I had a stroke. Anyway. I'm Chris Valenti. This has been the Valenti VOD. If you're here live, you stay. We got more news to cover. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And please, feel free to donate to the channel because I clearly need a new fucking chair because I keep fucking sinking. Pissed. Anyway, do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers. 我们去 装助力去欣赏，哭着来，要找到蜡烛哟，让我们尽助力去喜洋洋去欣哟，我们去将助力去欣赏。Fuck yeah. I'm sinking. I'm sinking. I'm sinking. I'm sinking. I'm sinking. I'm sinking. All I want for Christmas is the Epstein files. Yeah. Have you tried just standing? Banned. Ban him. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you for becoming a member for 9 months. Your chair is making you a short king right before our very eyes. Banned. Ban. 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 Pete Hegseth. Covered in champagne. I need a picture of Pete Hegseth drunk as shit. It's hard to find a picture of Pete Hegseth drunk as shit. That's a lie. That's a lie. Yeah, we're going to take this one. We're going to take this one. Save image. Docs. Valenti VOD. Episode 311. All right. Let's make a thumbie. Let's make a thumbie. Okay. And now, I think boats being blown up. Actually, no. We don't need the boats. We don't need the boats. We do need me. We do not need the boats. Are they going to use recent events to try and deport Zohran Mamdani? No, I think that because Trump is so gay for Zohran, they're never going to try to deport him now. I think that ship has sailed. Trump loves Zohran, literally. All right. Valenti for Syndicate Chairman of the United States Collective of America? Hell fucking yeah. Thank you for the $2. Will this country still be called the USA? Not forever. Eventually, you know, all good things must end. I do think this nation would be better off as 3 different nations. There's too many differences that go around. All right. I think this has to be red because the background is too white. Let's see. Is that better? That's better. Secretary of War Crimes. Alcoholic murderer. And then in quotes, kill them all. Alcoholic murderer, kill them all. Secretary of War Crimes. Okay. All right. Pete Hegseth committed war crimes. How about this? Trump Trump distances himself from Pete Hegseth's war crimes in Venezuela. Actually, let's start with this. Kill them all. Trump distances himself from Pete Hegseth's war crimes in Venezuela. How's that? Kill them all. Trump distances himself from Pete Hegseth's war crimes in Venezuela. I think that's good enough, right? Right? Yeah? Good to go? Yeah, that's good. All right. Alcoholic. Oh, wait, that's in caps. Alcoholic Fox News host and disgrace to the U.S. military, Pete Hegseth is a mass murderer. All right, needs a little bit of a tweak. Slight tweak here. Editor, trim and cut. Alcoholic Secretary of War. Thank you for the $5. Last Christmas, I gave you my files. The very next day, you sent them away. This year to save me from jail. I don't know how that goes. This year to save me from jail, I'll just redact everything. Trump to the HOC. I don't know how the fuck that goes. Oh, wow, you suck? I don't know that. I don't know how the fuck it goes. I don't know how the fuck. Hold on. This year to save me from jail. Oh, I'll just redact everything. Trump to the HOC. There we go. There we go. That's all you're gonna get. That's all you're gonna get. Because I'm gonna get copyrighted for that. I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna get a copyright for that. 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 Did that for you. All right. Confirm changes. All right. Let's make an advertisement. Let's make an advertisement. Not your best work? I don't give a fuck. All right. Alcoholic Fox News host and disgrace to the United States military, Pete Hegseth, he committed a war crime. He murdered like 80 fucking people. And now the Fuhrer is trying to distance himself from him, going, I wouldn't have ordered the second strike. I mean, I wouldn't have done that. This is because Pete Hegseth is going to go to fucking prison, and so is every single one of you sailors who participated in these illegal strikes. You're all so fucking fucked. I don't give a shit how long you were in the service. I don't give a fuck how much you love this nation. You murdered civilians, and now you're going to spend the rest of your life in a fucking prison cell. And I'm going to cheer when you're sobbing, going, I was just following orders. I was just following orders. Well, maybe if you've seen the video from the 6 seditious sects, you would know you're not allowed to follow unlawful orders, little sailor. You're not allowed to do that. And you're going to go to prison. You know who isn't? Donald Trump. He's not going to see any consequences for his actions. You are, because you're his little bitch. I got a whole new YouTube video on this, on Pete Hegseth and his war crimes and his distancing, and the top admiral of South Command just quitting, going, I can't fucking do this. I'm not committing war crimes. All of the soldiers who are seeking out legal advice because they're worried that they're going to get charged for war crimes. You are. New YouTube video, new YouTube video, new YouTube video. If you're mad, cope in the comments below. Cope, mauled, cry, seethe, duet, stitch, do whatever you gotta do. Just stay mad, stay angry. I'm your fucking dad now, bitch. All right, new YouTube video. Dude, there's nothing I love more than rage baiting MAGA cultists. Like, because you have to understand, I want every MAGA cultist to just like live a life of fucking anger and rage and shame and confusion and to hate themselves. I hate them all. I hate them all. There's no middle ground. I fucking hate them all and I wish them violently ill. So there's nothing I love more than Just getting in there and getting him triggered and having them fucking tweak out in the comments and duet and it's so fucked. If you ever want to see some funny shit, type in my name on Twitter. Just type in Chris Valenti and just have a field day. It's the funniest shit ever. These people want me dead. These people want me dead. Valenti Simp, thank you for the 2 months. Please make Avocado a mod. Nelson refuses to give up power. That is a very Nelson thing to do, to refuse to give up power. I could do that. We do need a woman. Hold on. There we go. We do need a woman anyway. Hold on. Where's Avocado? She's DEI? Absolutely she is. There we go. Did that do it? Did that do it?
Congratulations! You've been promoted! Congratulations! You have been promoted! And now she's blue! And now she's blue!
Don't work yourself too hard, Avo. You're not the one getting paid. These two fuckers get paid. But, excuse me. I'll talk to Nelson and Jack, see what we can get you to do. Because nobody works for free. Nobody works for free. That's absolute bullshit. I would never have anybody work for free. So if you end up doing some work, we'll find out. Keep track of it. We'll get you paid. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, let's get this on YouTube as well. YouTube Shorts. Oh yeah, she'll do just fine. And a new mod is born. Has Kyle reached out to you at all? No, he hasn't, but allegedly he's like got me on the queue to be on Crystal Kyle and Friends or something. So hopefully he reaches out sooner or later. Bro, you're such a good dude. Brother. I'm a scumbag. And yet, I'm better than these fascist fucks. All right, you gotta understand. I'm a good guy, but it's not like I go out of my way to be a good guy. This is just what you're supposed to do, guys. You're kind of just supposed to, like, care about other people. It's pretty, like, I don't know. You know? Anyway, new episode of the Valenti VOD. Bang, upload. Matt's family. No, he doesn't get paid. Matt does not get paid. Matt will never get paid. He'll never get paid. In fact, I owe Matt money. I owe Matt money. I owe him money, and he's never getting that shit. He's never getting that fucking money. Never in a million fucking years. Chris, former worker co-op. That's not a bad idea. That's genuinely not a bad idea. Yeah, no, Matt is an exception. Matt will work for free. And the thing is, it's because, yo, do you know, have I ever told you guys the shit that Matt used to do to me when I was a kid? Bro, when I was a kid, one time Matt broke my brain, like, into psychosis. Because I had some stomach issues, and I was constipated. So I was sitting on the toilet for like a good hour. And that whole time, he stood outside of the door saying, "Would you like some tapioca?" for an hour. And in the first couple of, you know, it's like a Family Guy bit. For the first couple of times, it's funny. After the 60th, 70th time of sitting there constipated hearing, would you like some tapioca? You start crying, bro. Your brain starts to break. I'm talking toes gripping the fucking tile. Just, would you like some tapioca? One time I was showering, and he came into the bathroom, and he opened the sliding door, and he had a wicker basket full of all of the hardcover copies of Harry Potter. And he just started throwing them at me, hitting me with them while I'm showering. Books ruined. Books are ruined. The cocksucker used to fucking pin me to the ground with his knees on my arms, and he would hock a loogie down to my face, and then he'd suck it back up. And it'd go down and down and... He was a scumbag. He was a fucking scumbag. Unbelievable shit. No, he was a menace. He was a menace. He was a menace. Is this real? Yes, it's fucking real. He was a menace. Whole time, by the way, I'm getting molested at school. Whole time I'm getting molested at school. I go to school, I get molested, I come back, I get bullied by my older brother. Whole time I'm living a nightmare. Whole fucking time I'm living a nightmare. Oh. Now the drugs make sense? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, this is the reason I was a drug addict before I was old enough to drink alcohol. Meanwhile, at that point in my life, my dad hadn't fully come to terms with his PTSD, and he was still ripping a bottle of wine a night, maybe two, ripping it. Brutal! Brutal! But then my dad got sober. When I stopped, my dad said that he would stop drinking if I stopped doing drugs. So then we both got sober together. And a great relationship with my father in the tail end. I had a great relationship with my father in the beginning of my life as a child and the end of my life when he was dying. But there was a point in the middle there where it was a bit rough. But still, love the man. The guy was a fucking legend. Sorry for what you've been through. Don't be sorry. Trauma makes a man. Do not be sorry. If I could go back, I'd do the whole thing all over again. However, if I had a kid, no damn shot in fucking hell I would let them go through the shit I went through. But I would go through it again. I would absolutely go through it again. That sounds like a legend. Absolute fucking legend. Guy was an absolute fucking legend. See, now you're extra relatable. That's what happens. Your video from earlier just got taken down. Let's see. On TikTok, I'm assuming, right? I wonder if I got banned. Let's see. No, it's still up. Oh, you're talking about my video from yesterday. Yeah, that got pulled. YouTube? I don't think it did. Let's see. No, it's up, bro. So what happened was I had to edit. So this is what happens. It didn't get pulled, guys. I post a YouTube video, and then I edit the millennial pause. I get rid of that millennial pause. And while it's scrubbing that millennial pause, when it's done, anyone watching the video, it will crash the video, and then the new one will pop up. It's just a glitch. Come to terms with? Can you recover from PTSD? If so, I'll have a little bit more hope. I don't know if you can heal PTSD, but you can come to terms with it and learn to manage it. I don't think you can cure it. You on the gear, big man? No, I'm not on gear. I was the only black kid in my school in West Virginia, to this day known as a racist town. I got beaten so bad I still have anxiety about going into unknown places to myself. That fucking blows. That fucking blows, dude. I'm sorry about that. It's a travesty. I swear to God, I see Mao Zedong flash, and then I look at him and he stops flashing. That shit irks me, bro. Is someone in there? I know Uvy's in there. Yo, don't you dare spam the "Do you want some tapioca" button. Please don't spam that. Don't you dare. Chris, would you considering partnering with any organizations that help people with mental and physical disabilities? Of course. Yeah, no, I'm always down to help. Listen, I'm in the business of trying to make this world a little bit better so that by the time I have kids, it's a little bit safer, you know? So yeah, I'm down. The Cube does not have a speaker. However, that could be a... So we did consider that. When Uvy was building the Cube, we were trying to consider whether or not to do that, but then we were concerned that people would send in donations with the sole intent of like saying a slur. So what I could do is like get a speaker attached to it with pre-decided things, you know? That could work. Stop saying you are a democratic socialist. Take off the mask. The truth is you're a dirty red and believe democracy is a flawed idea. No, that's the current regime. The current regime believes democracy is a flawed idea. That's why they're trying to replace it with an authoritarian dictatorship. No, I firmly believe in democracy. But you can stay mad. You can cope in here if you'd really like to. You could stay in here. A dirty red is funny, though. My father's a combat... Thank you for the $5. My father's a combat veteran from deployment to Iraq. He had PTSD for about 12 years. Through therapy, eventually his PTSD diagnosis removed. Oh, nice. Granted, I think that, you know, your father probably served in a war where PTSD was a thing. You know what I mean? Like, when my dad got out of Vietnam, there was no PTSD treatment. I don't even think they called it PTSD. I think they still called it shell shock. And they kind of just called you a pussy. So I think it's different if it builds up over decades and then you try to address it rather than addressing it as soon as you get out. See, the Oklahoma student who wrote the worst essay ever got her professor fired for giving her a bad grade. I don't give a fuck. Mayhaps a touch of tapioca. Thank you for the $2, Kellogg's. Chris, could you make a video on the prison system, slavery, solitary, inhumane conditions? Believe it or not, I have a whole deep dive video on that. I believe in the Valentiverse. Let me see. The Valentiverse. One of these is all about the 13th Amendment. It might be this one. But yeah, I have a whole video on that. You should do a video on socialism. I could. When did you become socialist? I think like 2018 or some shit. Excuse me. Yeah, no, the USAID program is being shut down. Is going to cause the deaths of between 10 and 20 million people, primarily children. About 1 million of them have died already. But yeah, no, directly. I mean, because we're cutting like, you know, like fucking vaccines and water treatment facilities. We're just sentencing about 15 to 20 million people to death. Just want to tell you I love your content. Been since episode 30. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I thought USAID being shut down never ended up happening. No, I mean, it was defunded. USAID still exists, but a whole litany of these programs were completely defunded and destroyed. Oh. Dude, it's funny because like some of you guys who are like loyalists, you guys remember like earlier chapters where like we had like one of the most dedicated haters I ever had named Koofs. Shit went hard, bro. 10, 15 years from now, we're still going to bring him up, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. They're going to go, remember Koofs? New viewers going to go, who the fuck is Koofs? That was like the most dedicated hater I ever fucking had, bro. You're the older brother I wish I had growing up. I love your content so much. Thanks, Ivan. I appreciate that. You fucking piece of shit. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thanks for that $5. Dude had issues? Yeah, no, he really did. Dude had real issues. See, I didn't know I was socialist until, I think until, I don't think I knew I was socialist until Bernie Sanders was running. And I was like, I like this guy. And then I realized the Democrats hate him. And I was like, but why would the Democrats hate him if the Republicans hate him? And then I was like, oh, there's other options? I thought this was a two-party system and there's other options. And if both sides hate this guy, why do they hate him? So then I looked into him and I was like, oh my God, this guy's great. Why do both sides hate him? And then I was like, oh, both sides are beholden to the same profit margins. Both sides are beholden to the same donors. Big Pharma, the military-industrial complex, Israel. But this guy's not. Oh. That was my wake-up call. When I realized there is an alternative. Yeah, shafting Bernie was a huge wake-up call. I don't like populism. Who gives a fuck? That's the funniest thing, is like, if you don't like populism, shut up. It's in the name. It's populist. Who gives a fuck? Thank you for the 6 membership. Bernie was also my gateway drug to socialism. I'm in Canada. We had Trudeau legalizing weed at the same time, so it was vibes until Maple MAGA. Yep. Can you look into star voting, score, then automatic runoff? I don't know what that is, but I'll look into it. Maple MAGA? Yeah, those are the Canadian rednecks who roleplay as Americans, like that singer Tom McDonald. There's a press briefing going on? Is there a press briefing going on right now? Dude, this is the type of shit you hear playing on the news when the nukes are falling. The nukes start falling and every channel you go to is just a picture of the White House and a flag at half-mast with this playing. Speaking of, while we wait, have you guys ever seen the final broadcast? News final broadcast. You guys ever seen this? The end of the world broadcast. So, CNN created an end of the world broadcast in case thermonuclear warfare begins. And this is back in the day. It's queued up. If the world is ever going to end, they play this on the news. It's fucked. $20 donation. My favorite Greek tragedy is Alex Jones. Everything he predicted the government will do, the Trump admin has done. Yup, and he can't say shit because they own him now. But watch this. This is the real doomsday broadcast. By the end of the 1970s, the tensions between two of the planet's biggest powerhouses, the United States and Russia, were flaring up. The 1980s saw an increasing fear of nuclear war breaking out between countries. The public was as fearful as ever. During the year 1980, Ted Turner was recording the Star-Spangled Banner sign-on for his new broadcast network, CNN. The fear of a nuclear war lingered on Ted's mind, so he decided to record an end-of-the-world sign-off to broadcast in case the planet ever came to an end. The tape was locked away, and for decades, there was doubts of its existence. But in 2015, a writer that interned for CNN in 2009 had found the tape and leaked it to the public. The tape you're about to see will be broadcast on CNN when humanity can no longer exist. Yeah, that's horrifying. Yeah, that's the scariest thing I've ever heard. That's so scary. That is so scary. Could you imagine? This is the 80s, so no cell phones, right? Could you imagine you're hearing carnage, you're looking out your apartment window in Manhattan, you're seeing people screaming and running, cars hitting each other, everyone's panicking, people are fucking beating the shit out of each other. You're like, what's going on? What's going on? And you grab the remote and you turn on the news, and it just... And you're like, what? Yeah, it's a lot like Threads. It's a lot like Threads. That shit's scary. I don't like that.
In this effort to bring attention to the sacrifices made by those in all branches and to let them know they are not far from our thoughts. Mrs. Trump and Mrs. Vance, I'm inspired by your patriotism and willingness to express your love for our military and their families by participating in this event here today. The Red Cross was born from the unique vision of another extraordinary woman, our founder, Clara Barton. Her overarching desire was to serve those who defend our nation, and we look forward to continuing this work with you to honor our nation's military members and to support their loved ones.
Bro, the fucking Red Cross smuggled so many Nazis out of Germany through the Vatican into the United States, into varying nations. The Red Cross was like the primary Nazi smuggler after World War II.
Of these very care packages, this event is quite meaningful and quite humbling to me. 20 years ago, my Marines and I were in combat.
You guys didn't know this? You guys didn't know this? Red Cross smuggling Nazis after World War II. Yeah, it's documented historical fact that the International Committee of the Red Cross inadvertently, who paid for this? Inadvertently provided identification papers that made it possible for thousands of Nazis and they accidentally gave fake IDs to thousands of Nazis. They accidentally helped them shave their faces and scar themselves and cut all their hair off and give them fake IDs and smuggle them out. It was just an accident that they did it to thousands of them. Oh, dude, you know when you like accidentally help thousands of Nazis escape persecution? I mean, whoops. Who amongst us has not accidentally saved thousands of Nazis? Who amongst us? But yeah, no, the Red Cross is like straight up Nazi smuggling fucking rats, dude. They ran the rat lines.
Iraq.
Oh my god, it's Usha! It's Usha! 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 Usha!
Hello, everyone. Hi. It's truly special to be here today, and I want to extend my thanks to Dr.
Do you have your wedding ring on,
for bringing us
sweetheart?
together today for this event that I'm so
Do you have your
excited
wedding
for,
ring
and
on?
for everything that you do for the Red Cross.
Does she have her wedding
And I
ring?
hear that there is a retirement just a couple weeks down
Show
the
me that
line for
hand,
Dr.
baby.
Jordan. So can we all offer him a round of applause for 13 years?
I don't see a wedding ring. 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 I don't see a wedding ring.
I'm also particularly grateful to be here today at Joint Base Andrews. I always look forward to returning to America's airfield and to the incredible community that supports its mission every day. JD and I are inspired every time we fly by your care and
She's really showing us that
professionalism, and
hand.
are deeply grateful for your service. The care packages that we're assembling today are part of a proud and enduring tradition. The Red Cross began distributing these packages during World War I and has continued that work ever since. Each year, more than
You think she'll talk about what they did in World War
active-duty
II?
veteran families also receive Red Cross assistance wherever they are.
Do you think she'll
whenever
talk about what they
need
did
it.
in World War II?
It's an honor to contribute to that legacy of service. As we enter the holiday season, may we be reminded of our shared responsibility for our communities, our neighbors, and our nation. And may we continue to lift up those who serve and sacrifice
Yo,
for our country.
Pete Davidson has the opportunity to
Today's
do the
event
funniest fucking thing of all time, bro. Yo, Pete Davidson, if you watch this, you gotta fuck her. You gotta fuck her. You gotta fuck her. You gotta.
Efforts bring hope and support to countless households, and her example inspires all of us to serve our communities with
Because I've
care
been sober
and
for
compassion.
5 years, and I too couldn't legally drink before having a hard problem. Hope everything's going well with you. Thanks, brother. I've been sober for 10 years.
Join me in welcoming our First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump.
You guys ready to listen to a cheap Slovenian hooker tell you how much she loves America? Come on out, you cheap Slovenian hooker. I've seen your tits. Come on out, you dirty slut. Let's see it. Let's see it. Ladies and gentlemen, the first whore.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Usha, for your kind introduction and for joining us today. And thank you, Dr. Jordan, for all what you do, and good luck with your retirement and spending time with your family. It is wonderful to be here at Joint Base Andrews. It is an honor to begin this holiday season with all of you. 12 days ago, I visited MCAS, New River, and Camp Lejeune to spend time with our brave Marines, military, connected students, and their families.
Show
I want to
hole,
thank the
slut!
team
Show
here at
hole,
St.
slut!
Andrews for supporting that important visit.
Show hole!
Today, we are surrounded by people whose strength is often quiet, but always powerful. We speak regularly of the bravery of our service members, and we should. But we must also illuminate the bravery of those who walk beside them, the spouses who carry the weight of family life on
The
top
spouses
of their
who
own
carry the
dreams.
weight of the family life. We are good and proud Americans.
Bitch, go the fuck home.
Understand.
Deport this bitch.
Moves that make
Deport this bitch.
make you to take across the country and around the world. Holidays spent with an empty chair at the table. Milestones celebrated over screen because the person you love is thousands of miles away. And yet, through every transition, every deployment, every homecoming, you continue to show grace, determination, and unbreakable spirit. You keep life steady for your children. You manage homes, careers, finances, and schedules, all while giving comfort to your family.
Anybody have the phone number for
You
ICE?
carry this
There's a
extra
cheap Slovenian hooker
responsibility
on the TV.
because you love someone
I gotta get her out of here.
who has sworn to serve. Today, we are here with the American Red Cross, which has stood beside military families for generations.
Including the Nazis.
The Red Cross supports our service members, veterans, caregivers, and
Luigi.
survivors across the globe.
She's about to go crazy.
We are grateful for all they do to support and strengthen our military families.
All right, I couldn't give less of a shit about what this dumb whore has to say. You guys know you can see her tits, right? You can just look up Melania Trump's tits. You can just look up her tits. Ain't that something? Luigi! Dohairas! Likiri! Likiri! Luigi! Dohairas! 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 Likiri! Likiri! Sorry. Sorry about that. Are you against the Red Cross? No. I'm sure the Red Cross does good work now. I just think that it's funny that the Red Cross smuggled thousands of Nazis out of Germany after the war ended so they could avoid persecution. I find it funny when we gloss over that fact. I always find that funny. She's a dachshund. You got to speak German. I know. I yell at her in German all the time, but I've trained her to understand High Valyrian. So did the Catholic Church. Yeah, the Vatican helped smuggle thousands of Nazis out as well. The Vatican was on the side of the Nazis. The Vatican had to open up their secret vault and give back so much gold because they were hiding it for the Nazis. The Vatican was firmly convinced that the Nazis were going to win, so they played along. Well, that's crazy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hugo Boss designed the Nazi uniforms. Volkswagen designed all of the cars for the Nazis. Porsche created the engines for the Tiger tanks. Bayer Aspirin provided the methamphetamine to the German troops. Like, you would be surprised, bro. You would be very, very surprised. BMW also with the Germans. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the head of NASA, the guy who got us to the moon, Werner von Braun, he was one of the high-ranking Nazis. He created the V-2 rocket. He used to hang the 3 slowest workers on his facility every morning in order to speed up production. Yep, Mercedes-Benz. I'm sorry, what? You guys didn't know that? The Cold War wasn't America versus Russia. It was German scientists in America versus German scientists in Russia. It was which side welcomed in the better Nazis. Which side had better Nazis. That was the Cold War. That was the space race. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, the more you study history, the more you'll understand the world around you. Oh, I love the movie Inglourious Bastards. Love it. Hey, what's up? I'm from Spain. I've been following since 2021, perhaps. Hola! España.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Cuando los montañas están azules, esa vez está fría. Kurs, prueba los Rockies.
Sorry about that. One time when I was in Colombia, I saw an ad for Coors. It's been a vocal stim of mine ever since. It sucks that Tarantino is a raging Zionist. Yeah, he's also a sexual predator, so can't have everything. He hates women? No, I think he loves them too much. I think he loves them too much. Is there any actor here who can suck tequila off of Salma Hayek's toes? None of you? I'll take one for the team. Salma, get your foot out. That's a real scene, by the way. Quentin Tarantino sucking Salma Hayek's tequila-covered toes. And it's just a coincidence that he directed the movie? I think not. I think not. God, that was a good scene, though. God damn. God damn, that's a great scene. Who's a Zionist? What's his fuck? Quentin Tarantino. I just joined the live. Well, welcome to it, you son of a bitch. How are you? How the hell are you? Show hole! Show hole! My boyfriend is in love with you? What's his name? What's his name? Tell me his name. Tell me his name. Listen up, Cam. You're gonna show hole. And you're gonna show it good. I heard that you're a fan. Loser. I'm just kidding, I love you. And I bully those that I love. What I'm gonna need from you is to give your lovely girlfriend or wife everything she asks for the next 24 hours. Are we clear? Are you gonna be a good boy, Cam? Or are you a fucking Mossad agent gathering intel on your fucking girlfriend so you can sell it to Benjamin Netanyahu, who you are fucking loyal to? You piece of shit. Boycott Stranger Things. It's filled with Zionist actors. I love when people think that shit like that would work. I'm not going to do that because that won't work ever. And consumer activism has never once worked ever in human history. But yeah, go ahead. Don't watch it. Go ahead. Don't watch it. I will. Maybe it's because I'm an actor. I'm capable of separating the art from the artist. At least in some cases. You know, there's things that, like what Kanye does, you can't separate those two. That's too far. But an actor could be a scumbag piece of shit and I'll still watch them. I'll still watch them. We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame, fight for the gospel and honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame, we'll fight for the gospel and honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. Afternoon, King, you're looking quite breedable. No, the Kirkification of the internet is glorious, bro. It's incredible. Can you pass the Kirky? Can you pass the Kirky? Yo, what's your favorite part of the turkey? Mine's the Kirky neck. Yo, Hassan Piker. He's Kirkish, right? He's from Kirky? Hassan is Kirkish, right? You guys seen his uncle Cenk Uygur on the Young Kirks? Yo, I be hiding in the shadows in Ark Raiders with a Pharaoh, shooting people, lurking and kirking. Got my bitch a new bag. It's got a hole in it. Call it a Kirkin. I beat my meat. And then I go to confessional. I call that kirking off. I put on my hard hat. I grab a cup of coffee. And I go to Kirk. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. She's got a nice pair of tits. I call him Kirky. Yeah. They arrested and detained a Muslim girl. Her name is Rumeja Atakirk. It's not funny. That's not funny. That's fucked up. That's not funny. That's not funny. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. You go down to hell, you'll see a circle of dead Nazis, all beating it. Call that a circle, Kirk. Yep. 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 But all jokes aside, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the CIA and then they fucked his wife. That's crazy. Kind of pity him. That's crazy. The CIA or Israel? Why did you just say the same thing twice? Why did you just say the same thing twice? Who are we? Who are we? Tell me. Who are we, chat? Tell me right now. Who are we? You tell me right now. Hold on. Who are we? You are Charlie Kirk? Brother, I am Charlie Kirk. Brother, we are Charlie Kirk.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel under His name. We are Charlie Kirk. His courage our own. Together unbroken, we'll make heaven known.
One more.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel under His name. We are Charlie Kirk. His courage our own. Together unbroken, we'll make heaven known.
Dude, it's so good.
We are Charlie Kirk.
Dude, it's just, it's the emotion in that robot's voice, in that dirty fucking wire-back clanker bucket of bolts piece of shit. It's got emotion in there. It's got emotion in there, that disgusting fucking Roboloid. That fucking oil-slicking monster. God damn it.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor His name. We are Charlie Kirk. His courage our own. Together
Yo, should I get a Kirk up there? Should I get Kirk up there? I should have a Kirk button. I should have a Kirk button that not only blasts Charlie's face up there, but it immediately plays the song. Immediately plays the song, right? Yeah, I see a lot of no's out there. That means yeah. No means yes. And yes means anal. Yeah! We're getting the Kirk button. We're getting the Kirk button. We're getting a Kirk button. We're getting a Kirk button. We'll get the one with his extra gums. I'm Charlie Kirk. All right. Whew. All right, guys. I'm going to hop off. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, guys. GG, 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 GG. Thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti VOD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing. It helps me immensely. Share this with your group chat. I know each and every one of you is a group chat. You share it with the group chat. Other than that, I love you. 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 You have a good one. Later, guys. Thank you for the $10. Can you see them? It's Charlie. They're gurking in the fucking trees, man. They're in the fucking trees, man. All right, guys. Later, 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 later. Bye, bye, bye.